The driver that just got into this vehicle that's obstructing the sidewalk, he said he doesn't want to pay the ticket. They told the driver it would be cheaper if you just show a license, only 1,000 pesos instead of 2,000. He said he doesn't care, he's not going to pay it. Well, let's see, because he won't be able to renew the registration if he doesn't pay the ticket. The driver walked away saying it's just pera. So they left the ticket under the windscreen wiper. It's a shame they don't have any more tow trucks. Pedestrians deserve a safe space also. Now they're giving a hard time to the barangay for assisting MMDA. I actually applaud this barangay because they always come out to assist with the operation. Good morning everyone, MMDA back on the road, and this one is now being issued a ticket for illegal parking on 4th Avenue, just across from Crame. The driver is here, so it's only a simple ticket. There is a one-side parking ordinance, so those cars parked on the right, they're allowed to be there. Those parked on the left, they'll be ticketed, and if there's no driver, they'll be towed. There's a whole bunch of vehicles parked here. Again, most of the drivers have come running out. They know that it's a one-side parking, but they take their chances. Over here, you'll see someone's actually installed some kind of barrier to obstruct the parking. I'm not really sure why, because this is a public road. You can't reserve parking on a public road. Nobody owns this, even if there is a one-side parking ordinance. And if you're wondering, yes, there are lots of signs along this street. And in fact, many of these vehicles you see, they've been ticketed before. Anyway, the towing crews are starting to hook up to the vehicles. They don't have drivers. There's a few more vehicles being ticketed over here, parked on both sides. Looks like the drivers are coming out. Actually, there were a lot more vehicles here, but they ran away before the team were able to apprehend them. As always, if there's a driver, it's just a ticket, otherwise it will be towed away. The driver of this one is asking where his 5 minutes is. There's a lot of drivers like that. They think if you come out within 5 minutes, you won't get a ticket. What they're getting confused with is the unofficial courtesy given for towing, the 5 minutes that they give, in addition to the regular towing protocol. And for reference, this is 3rd Avenue. And a little bit further along 3rd, more of the drivers are coming out and handing over their licenses for tickets. It's always easier to take a ticket instead of having your vehicle towed away. That one was already ticketed, and now they're taking it inside the parking. Sometimes people say the parking's too expensive, but how much is a ticket from MMDA? And a bunch more vehicles being ticketed here. Again, plenty of signages along the road that say no parking both sides. I'm not sure how well you can see that on camera because of the bright sunlight. And I just heard them calling in the tow trucks because I think they've actually been here for a while and no drivers have come out for these. A lot of people don't want to give up space on their own property because it's easier just to park on the road or the sidewalk. And this is a perfect example of how the sidewalks become more narrow every year. If you look between the crack, you can actually see the sidewalk inside. But bit by bit, people extend their private property over the public sidewalk, and then eventually there's no more sidewalk left for pedestrians. Can you imagine the nightmare for the garbage men with this huge truck every day when they come through here and there's vehicles parked on both sides? It's like a very difficult level of Tetris. If you're wondering about the acrobatic performance of the towing crew, he's standing on the wire because when you first pull the car onto the tow truck, the angle of the wire could rub against the front bumper. So they stand on the wire to make sure it won't damage the vehicle. This guy come from Boni Serrano and he started pushing his bike once he saw enforcers because obviously he knows it's one way. And further along the road, more signs. Sometimes people argue the sign's too high, it's too low, it's too small, it's too big. People know, they really see these. And with this one, it looks like there's actually some uniforms inside of the government agency, but nonetheless considered as illegally parked, so it's being towed away. I can't remember if we saw this one earlier. There's also a motorcycle on the back. The team are now on 2nd Avenue. This is also no parking both sides. I don't know if they still have tow trucks, so it might just be tickets. Of course, this is a double whammy. You can't park in the road, but also fully obstructing the sidewalk. There's 3 more vehicles over here being ticketed. Pretty sure I've seen at least one of these ticketed the last time the team were here. It looks like this one is actually associated with a garage repair shop that's just next door. The driver will be surprised when he finds out his vehicle has a ticket. This one over here is also being ticketed. I'm surprised the resident didn't come outside yet. Maybe they'll wait until they see a tow truck. A lot of people don't bother coming out unless they see a tow truck. There's also a lot of motorcycles being ticketed. I wonder if they all have plates. If they don't have a plate, you can't ticket them. And if you don't have a tow truck, there's really nothing you can do. That's the problem they used to have when towing was suspended. If they came across a vehicle that didn't have a plate, there was no way to penalize it. Reserved parking, but it's no parking both sides. How does that work? Anyway, luckily all of these bikes do actually have license plates, so they are able to issue tickets. They're leaving that ticket inside the helmet because there was nowhere else to put it. While there are lots of official looking signs, there are also signs like this, which I believe were put here by the Barangay. They should probably say on there that it's from the Barangay, just to give some kind of legitimacy to the sign. But nonetheless, very hard to miss this, especially when you're parked directly beside it like this one. The team are now looking to issue tickets to these free vehicles. There's meant to be a sidewalk here, but at some point it seems to have shrunk. And aside from that, the red car is obstructing it, and there's no parking allowed this side. So 2 private cars and then the little van behind. If you look behind those vehicles, you will see this sign which says no parking this side. And in fact, just below that sign, you see this motorcycle being ticketed for parking on the sidewalk. The driver that just got into this vehicle that's obstructing the sidewalk, he said he doesn't want to pay the ticket. They told the driver it'll be cheaper if you just show a license, only 1,000 pesos instead of 2,000. He said he doesn't care, he's not going to pay it. Well, let's see, because he won't be able to renew the registration if he doesn't pay the ticket. The driver walked away saying it's just pera. So they left the ticket under the windscreen wiper. It's a shame they don't have any more tow trucks. Pedestrians deserve a safe space also.